So this is a Brad. And do you think a magnetic force will act on it? Yes or no? Brad, fastener 2 is this one. Again, the same kind of thing that you would use in a folder. Do you think a magnetic force will act on it? Yes or no? Turn the page to page 16. This is a piece of tin foil, aluminum foil, just like you wrap food in. Do you think a magnetic force will act on this object? Yes or no? This is a twist tie, like you tie bread, buns. Do you think a magnetic force will act on this object? Yes or no? We also have 2 spoons. One is labeled spoon 1, one is labeled spoon 2. This is spoon 1. Do you think a magnetic force will act on this object? Yes or no? This is spoon 2. Do you think a magnetic force will act on this object? Yes or no? The next object is the balloon. Do you think a magnetic force will act on this object? Yes or no? And our last object is steel wool. Looks a little hairy, like I had a bad hair day. It's used to clean rust off of things, or your mom might use it to clean a pot. Do you think a magnetic force will act on this object? Yes or no? Okay, now I want you to cap your pen. And I'm going to bring in the magnet. I have 2, just like you have or had yesterday. Okay. Alright, and I want you to get a pencil. And I need you to turn back to page 15. And we're going to go over each one of these, but now we're testing them. So your answers are going to be in the test column. Again, they're going to be yes or no, depending on if it acted on the object. So if the magnetic force acts on the object, then you will write yes. Remember, any movement of the object is considered evidence of a force. If nothing happens, then you put no. So we start with the washer. So there's the washer. I'm going to take one of the magnets. One of the magnets. Okay. I'm going to do it one more time. Now remember, they're not touching until... Okay. You write yes or no. Did you see a magnetic force act on that object? The next object is the piece of wood. Okay, so I'm going to use the magnets again, but I'm not going to touch the wooden piece. Oops. Did you see the magnetic force act on the object? Right, yes or no? Next is the penny. Did you see the magnetic force act on the penny? Yes or no? Paperclip. Did you see the magnetic force act on the paperclip? Yes or no? Fastener 1. Did you see the magnetic force act on the object? Yes or no? Fastener 2. Did you see the magnetic force act on fastener 2? Yes or no? Okay. Turn the page to page 16. Here's our piece of tin foil. Didn't mean to drop it. Did you see a magnetic force act on the tinfoil? Yes or no? There's our twist tie. Did you see the magnetic force act on the twist tie? Yes or no? Spoon 1. Did you see the magnetic force act on the spoon? Yes or no? Spoon 2. Let me wait till it stops moving. Okay. Did you see a magnetic force act on spoon 2? Yes or no? The balloon. Now I made it move with the magnet, but I pushed it. That's a touching force. I'm looking for a non-touching force. Did the balloon move by magnetic force? So did a magnetic force act on the balloon? Yes or no? And the last one is the steel wool. Bring it a little closer because this one. Did you see a magnetic force act on the steel wool? Yes or no? Okay, so that is the test of the magnetic forces. So now then you have some data that you need to think about for tomorrow's lesson, which is then going to figure out what kinds of things or what kinds of materials a magnetic force can act on. Okay.